Good morning, everybody. So, decided to pull up my player stats for career. So, let's see. I've played 112 games. I've batted 509 times. I've had 249 runs, 385 hits, to current career, 218 home runs, 395 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, because like I said, not good at stealing bases. My average is .756. My OBP is .753. My slug is 2.202. My ops is 2.955. So, just to mention a few of the main stats. For career, current season, which includes the stat at the top, just below my name there. For 8 wins, 0 losses, 72 innings played, 144 strikeouts for pitching, an ERA of 0.13, and a WHIP of 0.06. I've played 39 games. I've had 177 at-bats, 82 runs, 136 hits, 72 home runs, 122 RBIs, 1 stolen base, .768 for average, OBP of .771. My slugging is 2.175. My ops is a 2.946. So, some impressive stats there for current season. Alright, so let's see what we got on our agenda. So we got a 2-game run against Atlanta, and then we got a 4-game run against Miami, and then a 3-game run against Philadelphia. Alright. It should be an interesting schedule. And DH. Alright. Let's get to it.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the New York Mets going up against the Atlanta Braves with Chris Singleton. So 2 down, stepping in the long ball threat, Chris Rocket. Hot shot to first base, and he snags it to end the inning.
Oh, that hurt.
Now that's designated hitter, Chris Rocket.
Go ahead and do power swing the driver and run.
Come on, Daddy, like a big dog. Right time, right time.
Out towards left
Oh,
center.
that'll drive and run. That'll drive and
Settles
run.
under it. And there's 2 away.
It didn't drive and run because he didn't run.
Now back the designated hitter.
Rocket measures 6 feet 2 inches, just 19 years old. He's a former National League Cy Young Award winner.
There we go.
Smash
That's
to center, way back, and you can forget it. Home run. A gigantic blast. His 73rd home run of the season. And they add on. It's 3-0. That's his 3rd straight game with a homer, Singy.
This dude is on fire, Boog. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. Power versus power right there, like 2 locomotives colliding. Who's going to win?
free.
Well, a really good job there by the hitter, getting the top hand working, powers that fastball out of here.
Up next.
So up next, Chris Rocket. Can't forget the 2-run shot he launched out of here in the 5th.
Yeah, one of the biggest swings of the game, Boog, as he looks to make even more of an impact in this at-bat right here.
And we're in the 7th inning. Okay.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. A massive home run. His 74th home run of the season. It's 4-0. That one just sounded different.
Man, might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it.
Next to hit, Chris Rocket. He's got a couple homers already, so can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those two he hit were legit, and he looks pretty locked in right now at the dip.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what I get this time.
Hammers that one deep left field and forget it.
Damn, that's 3 in a row.
That was blasted to the moon. Home run number 75 on the year. It's 6-3. Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. He's putting on quite the show at the dish here in this one, and he's just so locked in with this swing, and he's just not missing right now. 3-homer game, man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Well, this is definitely a rarity, a one-pitch save. You come into the ball game, so much pressure, don't know what's going to happen, and fortunately, you make the pitch, you get the out, and everyone has a big sigh of relief.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game. For the victorious New York Mets, 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Mother's Day action on the show. It's the New York Mets going up against the Atlanta Braves. And here is Chris Rocket.
The designated hitter, Chris.
Oh, DH again, huh? Nice.
Hey, like you can up there, kid, huh?
On the ground to third. And it's through for a hit. McNeil headed for third. And they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
Yes.
Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard through the infield, so I think he'll be happy with that swing. Definitely generated some good bat speed.
Come on, Alvarez.
McNeil at third. Rocket at first. One gone.
And Alvarez up the bat. Alvarez AP.
A bunt, and it's popped up. Reaching for it and brings it in. Well, he gave the bunt a shot there, but not able to execute.
Yeah, I think he rushed it a little bit, and when guys rush, it can be a pop-up or it can be bunted right back at a position player.
Nimmo.
Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third. Hit hard, that gets through. Run scores easily, and it's 1-0.
Well, he gets it done in a big spot to get the run across. There was nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped, caught out in front, and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it.
2 outs. Bounce to third. Riley. Zips it to first. That ends the inning and stops things from.
That's all right.
Back here in Atlanta. And towing the slab in this one, Chris Rocket. Going to be hard to top his last start, Singy.
Boog, it was so amazing to watch him go out there in the 9th inning and complete that start. What an outstanding day for him. See how he backs it up today. He's got incredible stuff. I wonder if he's going to be fresh.
Rosario. All right, Rosario.
Wind in the pitch.
You got Rosario.
Ahmed Rosario now at the plate as he swings through strike one. Rocket, a former MVP, he features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, and he works in a slider. That one clips the outside corner, and that is strike 2.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the first out.
Well, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths, it's not just the pitcher, it's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
He's dealing with a great 2-strike hitter right here. The strikeout is not automatic.
No,
Swings
got it.
through it, and that's a strikeout.
Still got the strikeout on.
Well, he's got great strikeout stuff on the mound, doesn't he? I mean, double-digit strikeouts in his last start, and he's just racking them up again in this one. This guy can really dominate a game out there. Not a fun assignment for any lineup.
And first offering is fouled off.
Dominate for sure. Acuna Jr. All right, Acuna.
2 down, nobody on.
Ooh.
Foul ball there.
First 2 hitters get punched out on strikes. Take some notes from the dugout. When you get your chance, go up there and hit the ball hard somewhere.
3 up, 3 down.
Got him. And how about that? It's an immaculate inning.
First inning of pitch.
Well, he's saying who needs the defense? An immaculate inning. 3 strikeouts, 9 pitches. We just.
Back at Truist Park, bottom half of inning number 2. And the batter now, Austin Riley. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Rocket back to work.
Ooh.
Popped up.
Get
Lindor
it.
under
Get
this
it,
one.
Lindor. You got it.
Puts it away for the
Good
out.
job, Lindor.
And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit.
The first baseman.
Olson.
Rocket in his second season, just 19 years old, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Cut on and missed 96 with that
Cy Young
fastball.
winner. Shall the list go on?
Right through there for a strike.
Looks like a really good fastball today. You can hear that catcher's mitt popping. Looking forward to hearing a lot of that one in this one.
Oh, you will hear that, a lot of that catcher's mitt popping.
Next offering misses, and that is ball 1.
It's too far down. Ah, dang.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Boog. Electric stuff from the jump. I mean, there's just no messing around right now. It's still very early, but we could see a pretty impressive outing here if the strikeouts keep coming in the way they are. One thing you have to be aware of, though, is a high strikeout rate might impact the pitch count as the innings roll on.
Not by much, though.
You'll one.
I'll keep my pitch count down.
Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. The Braves down by a run here in the 3rd and final game of the series. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. And the Braves go
down quietly.
Up next to the bat, the designated hitter, Chris Rocket.
All right.
Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. Acuna moving back. Gone.
Home run.
His 6th of the series, and they throw a pair on the board. It's 3-0. So the streak stays alive. His 4th straight game with a home run.
Boog, that's like a cycle of home runs, and I know how much you love the cycle. He's absolutely punishing mistakes right now he can't miss.
As we go to the last of the 3rd. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Ozzie Albies.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot. You know, these Braves definitely being aggressive at the plate, but I think it's fair to wonder if they're being a little over-aggressive. The numbers tell us they're swinging at the first pitch more than 90% of the time, and that's an extremely high number, especially when you're not getting results, Boog.
0-2 now.
The swings and misses.
Got him looking. And there's one away.
Well, I think that's a case of overthinking right there. He got 3 straight fastballs looking in the 0-2 count. Just a poor at bat.
Here's Sean Murphy. And that is cut on and missed. And it's 0-1. 1 out, base is empty.
All right, Murphy. Ooh.
And a foul ball.
All right. See what you got now. Ooh, fouled that one.
1 down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already. So this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
And he grounds one to the right side. Gets it to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. Braves go down quickly here. They trail in this one 3-0.
Yeah, as they should.
And welcome back to the ballpark. And now it's Ahmed Rosario.
The designated hitter.
We're back to the top of the cycle. We're back to Rosario.
As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. Out in front with the swing, and that is strike 1.
Strike 2. Here it comes. Ooh, yeah, foul, so strike 2.
And the righty deals.
Strike 3.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
I seize you. And I raise you.
Chop to the right side. On the run, sends it over to first. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th.
The batter, number 5.
Here's Orlando Arcia. Went down on strikes his first time through.
All right.
Strike 1.
If I'm at the dish right now, I am aggressive over the heart of the plate. This guy's been filling up the strike zone, so you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. And as nasty as his stuff is, you might as well take all 3 swings.
Remember that you actually accomplish anything is another question unto itself.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
Oh, there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate. He struck out swinging at his first at bat.
All right, Acuna.
Ooh. Swing and a foul, pushed off to the right, and that will get out of play.
All right. See if you have an answer to this one. Yeah. That's somewhat of an answer.
You can do it.
2 outs.
No, you can't. You can't do it.
Ooh. Gets a piece and stays alive.
Contact
really
me.
great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
And he deals.
Sorry.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate.
And he's out.
Alvarez makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Great.
Woohoo! And look right again. All right.
Chris Rocket.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.
Yep.
Another homer. His second home run of the game. It's 4-0.
He wasted no time in that at bat, swinging at the first pitch, and he punished it. When a guy's got a real hard fastball, you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
And now when I'm on the second deck. 431 feet.
And we're back. Here's Austin Riley.
All right, Riley, welcome back up. What did you learn? We'll find out in a second, huh?
And here it comes. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list.
You know, these Braves just aren't
but-
putting together very many good at-bats in this one. We're in the back half of the
But when
game, and they're
against
still
me,
search for a base runner. He's been
that's
great
not
out there
always
on the mound, no
necessarily
doubt.
true.
But it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
They've had a very disappointing
Swing and a miss as he was late.
And as we get deeper, it's not going to get any easier. These at-bats are going to feel more and more desperate with every out the rest of the way.
Oh, they will.
Got it by him for the K.
Came inside
And
with
we're
that
up by
two-strike fastball nicely
Now
and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball.
All right,
and
Olsen.
you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with two strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
A little more in. There we go.
Kicks and deals.
Right on the edge. That was close to being a ball.
The Braves yet
a little
to
bit
pick
lower,
up a
that
hit
would've been
here.
ball.
Goes
You
down
missed.
swinging for the strikeout. Pulled the string on the changeup.
Now at 10 Ks with still a few innings left, so expect him to add on to that total. And you know, pitchers are looking to have a strikeout per inning. I mean, that's excellent work. The way it looks now, I mean, he's going to have a better rate than that in this one. So really good stuff working on the mound in this one.
Warning track.
snap.
Ball. And you can touch them all, baseball
Oh.
man.
Dang.
A gigantic blast. It's 4-1. He absolutely crushed that one.
Oh,
No
man.
doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't
Oh.
coming back.
Dang.
That's
Knocked
exactly the
out.
pitch he was looking
Dang.
for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
Ah, dang.
Here is Ozzie
Wow.
Albies up to hit.
Went down looking on 3
That
pitches
hurt.
last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Fastball for a strike.
Oh.
The Braves trailing by 3. Last half of inning number 5.
Gave up 1, and it was a homer.
To the right side, and it goes just foul.
Gave up a homer, dude. That hurt. That's right, I'll recover from that.
Got him swinging.
That's all they're gonna get.
In
that
the inning,
one?
back at Truist Park. Now, Sean Murphy. The line to kick the pitch. Right through there for a strike.
When a guy's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes as a hitter, you got to be ready to hit. Now, that's not going to help you get deep into his pitch count and into the bullpen, but you got to take what he's offering that day. It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball,
in
excellent
between,
slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Oh, look at the stop. Nicely done for the out.
Now batting, center fielder.
Here's Jared Kelnick. Grounded out his first time.
He didn't do much better the second time out either, so.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
These hitters have been very aggressive early in the count, but when you're down, you might want to be a little more patient. Take some pitches, see if you can extend those at bats and get some base runners on.
And it's fouled away. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
They're starting to make more contact.
Keeps the at bat going with a foul ball. The 0-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Ah, damn.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
Quit making contact. My gosh. My
One
gosh.
down, base is empty. Gonna count 1 and 2.
It's a good take.
Ball. That was already outside with these. There.
Struck him out swinging. Some high cheese for strike 3. And stepping in is the speedy Ahmed Rosario.
Designated hitter, Ahmed Rosario.
First pitch, and he
How's
just
that a
misses.
ball?
Well, as good as things can be, it can
was
be a
within the
tough day at
zone.
the office, even for the skippers. Seeing the offense just sputter, not able to get anything going.
2 down, nobody on. And another ball.
The rest of the lineup could learn a thing or two from this at bat right here. He's been patient, and now he's in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count.
Oof.
And that one is lifted in the air on the move to the alley. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And that is that.
That ends the inning, gets me out of that.
The batter,
Debacle.
Here's a big power threat. Chris Rocket. He's already homered twice, the last one back in the 5th.
Just seems like he can't miss right now, seeing the baseball as well as anyone on the field. Now, I know the odds are against him, but who's going to bet against this guy right now?
Elena.
That one ripped
go,
left
go,
field.
Go, 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 go.
And it's gone. And he's gone yard again.
For
That's
third
his
time.
3rd home run of the game. And they add to their lead. It's 6-1. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog.
That was
Aggressive,
close, too.
and it paid off.
That was close.
Ready
not
to
being
go for
over.
the last half of the inning. And now, Orlando Arcia.
Garcia.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
You can tell by their swings, this lineup is having trouble gauging speeds. Timing is everything in hitting, and right now they just don't have it.
There's the strike.
This pitcher's done a good job of disrupting the hitter's timing with the mix of pitches and changing speeds. You want to keep that front foot inconsistent for the batter. Their swings are hesitant, and that's exactly what you want on the mound.
Right-hander kick steals.
Hey, how's it going, Hammer?
Foul ball still 0-2.
What you up to this morning? Not bad, you know. Upping my character on the show for my 2nd season. And gave up
Cut on and
1
miss.
run as a
Struck
pitcher,
him
and it had
out.
to be a freaking
And now
homer
1
by
away.
Atlanta.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way.
One
So credit the
frickin'
pitcher
run,
for having him
Neville.
out in
Frickin'
front of
homer.
that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
And here is
Kinda
Ronald
hurt.
Acuna Jr. His righty-lefty splits there.
Looking good, Brad.
There's a swing and a miss.
In the on-deck circle, you really want to use
Which
that
is,
opportunity to see some pitches
for me to
and
give
time
up
up the
one and
fastball.
it be
Last
a
thing you want to
homer
do is
is
miss
rare.
a good hittable fastball early in the
Don't
count.
run
Next
I'll give
offering
up
is
a
in
hit,
for a
not
strike.
run. So that's all right.
Just missed.
Talk about the right guy at the right spot. They really need a rally, and this guy is someone you can believe in to find a way to get on base.
Oh. He's got to stop making contact, though. Swing and miss.
Swings
Yes.
through that one. It's a strikeout.
One more. And
Chris,
we'll be out
third
at
time
7.
through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Huh? Got this.
Riley
Yeah.
at the plate for the third
Let's gotta get this
time
guy
as he
out.
comes up empty there.
And yes, I'm pretty quick with making the pitch decision and throwing the pitch.
2 outs, base is empty.
I'm the same way in Dynasty, by the way.
Caught him looking for the K.
It's getting right to the pitch. I know it takes long.
Down in order. Ready for the bottom
I
of the
still
8th.
think Dynasty.
Here's Matt Olson.
The first baseman, Matt
I like playing
And the
right
pitch.
show a little bit more.
Strike one. Rocket into his 8th inning of work, Singy. He's been good.
Yeah, he's the type of guy that gets better as he gets deeper into the ball game. If you're going to get to him, you get to him early. They didn't do that today. We'll see what happens as this finishes.
Ball one low. Pitch count in great shape. It seems you might have a chance to finish it.
Well, I finished it. Trust me, I'll finish pitching the game.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
And I'll be probably at 100 by the end of the 9th. As far as
Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. And there's one down. Here's Marcelo Zuna. He's already homered here
yeah,
in this one.
that was a bastard. I got the solo homer off. Yes, solo homer.
Swing and a foul straight back.
Just happened to get lucky. That's all that was.
And the pitch.
His timing was perfect.
In for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Didn't get me this time.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take. And there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
No one ever wants to get run up by the umpire. Sometimes
And that one fouled
it
off.
happens. That's why you gotta be spot on in your game.
2 outs. Strike 2.
And strike 3. And
Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
that's the end of the inning. Here we go.
We're
into the
back.
9th.
It's the top of the 9th, and there's a
Oh,
new
and they
pitcher on the
changed
mound.
pitcher.
Penn Murphy.
And he's had 3 days off since he pitched last, so expect him to be totally rested. I'm sure he's itching for this opportunity right now.
So up next for New York, Chris Rocket. And a chance to make some history here, Chris.
Yeah, he's homered 3 times so far, and now he gets another chance. At least we think. We'll see if the pitcher gives him anything to hit. It's so rare to see a 3-homer performance, but even more special for that player to get another chance at the plate to do it again for 4.
That was a little early. I thought I had that one timed down. There we
Lifted to
go.
left center.
Yep.
Way back
Got it
there,
that time.
and that is
4th
gone.
homer. 4-homer game.
Another homer. His 4th home run of the game, and they add a run. It's 8-1. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat.
Off
Wow,
the
this is
bat.
awesome.
Love that
I mean,
sound.
a 4-homer game.
Yes,
they're
I'm a
just
two-way
so
player.
rare, they're so special,
Starting
and just
pitcher and
so tough.
first base.
All set for the bottom of the 9th. So here's Murphy
Ah.
now.
Murphy.
IRL,
And a
only
pitch.
one of which I actually ever played in real life. When
I
was
mean,
in
his
Little
pitch
League when I was a
efficiency,
kid.
ability to get ahead in the count, at times pitch to contact, let
was-
the defense
or
work
actually, I'm a
behind
two-way
him.
player
That's
then,
why he's
too.
still in the game here in the 9th inning.
I was always first base or shortstop, so I stuck with one of the ones that I know and decided to try something else as well in the game. IRL back then,
Got
my
him.
batting wasn't
One
that good. Not as good as it is in the game.
So digging in, Jared
but I
Kellner.
think I can take
Taken high in the
IRL.
draft, he's had that
The
top
principles
prospect
I've learned
labeled
here in
over
the
him since he
game
put on a
with batting
professional uniform. But at some point, that
to
starts to go
IRL.
away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Think being keyword. There,
His
not
swings
sure
and fouls
being
went
actual.
off. You just don't see it that much anymore. A guy being this efficient and getting this deep into the game.
I wonder if he's going to be able to close it out. There's just something about
I mean, that's
that
like
ninth inning.
yesterday's.
But being
Yesterday,
at under
of course,
100
I
pitches,
reached over
he's still got plenty of
200
fuel left in the tank.
pitches, or 200 homers for my career, and I'm only a season and about to be 2 months into the 2025 season for Road to the Show. And mind you, of course, we all know we start out at
Up the middle.
Double A and Triple A,
And no
show.
throw. He's into first easily.
Now
Just one season, I went all the way through it, all the way up to the show.
Manager out of the dugout now,
now
and it
they're
looks
gonna
like we'll
change me?
see a change on the mound. Chris Rocket
Okay.
won't go any further, and he was
It's all
excellent.
right. Hey, I made it to
Really
9
good-
innings.
Taking over on the
First
mound
time
for the
I've
Mets,
changed.
Lucas Sims.
And you know, bullpen
Okay,
guys can
so they
struggle
replaced me with
sometimes
Sims.
when they're
Can't
called
complain.
upon with big leads
I mean,
because it just doesn't have the same intensity
Sims
as
is
a
a
tight
good
game.
closer.
So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Yep.
Oh, this
see,
is a
how do we
nice
do?
sweep. Good way to finish this
Yep.
series. You're headed
Oh,
to
he gave
another
up
city
4?
for another one.
Ugh.
Maintain the same focus. Whatever
gave
you were
up 3
doing in
more.
this city,
I gave
make
up
sure
1.
you're doing the
He
same
gave
thing
up
in the
3.
next one. Eat the same thing, sleep the same
Dang.
way, get to the ballpark at the same time.
Dang. They relieved me, and he gave up 3 more on top of what I did.
The final line.
That's right. We still won, so can't complain. Just not by as much as what I would have hoped. All right, so now we're about to start the 4-run against Miami. Oh, MDH again. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Hammer. Appreciate it. As you notice, I'm a big MLB fan, so. And yes, if you haven't noticed, my favorite team is the New York Mets. But I just love the sport overall. It's not just, it's just the Mets have been my team because I grew up with them. What's your favorite team?
Hello
there,
and
Hammer?
welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show has an NL
Oh, you
East
like the Blue
matchup.
Jays? Oh, I
It's
whipped
the New
them
York Mets taking
recently.
on the Miami Marlins. With Chris
In
Singleton,
a
I'm John
3-game
Shelby.
series
Chris
on here,
Rocket
I
riding a
whipped them.
power surge coming into this one. And next for the Mets,
But
Chris
they do have some
Rocket.
really good players,
This has been
legit
a
IRL.
career year for him when it comes to driving in runs.
Rocket.
In IRL,
Swings
they're
and
having
blasts
a
one
real
deep to left
good
center.
season.
Back, gone.
That one just barely got out of there, though.
He circles the bases. His 80th home run of the season. It's
I think it's
1-0.
actually during
And that's his
one of my
fifth
Blue Jay
straight
runs
game leaving the
when I
yard.
was playing
And
against
Boog,
them.
if he goes a game or two without hitting a
just
home
recently,
run, he's
yesterday.
going to feel like he's going to get sit down to
Which
the
you can
minor
catch
leagues.
my highlights. I got it.
When a guy's got a
home run
real
stolen
hard
from me.
fastball, you can't
I
overswing.
think
All
that's
you got to do
against
is
the
get
Blue
the bat
Jays,
head to
I
the
think.
spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around.
The batter.
I forget.
The designated hitter.
I just love watching Alcantara get ready for games, Boog. He turns into a different person, just usually cracking jokes and having a good time. But
Hey, that's the way to
Oh,
do
now
it.
this one's high
You gotta
and
have fun.
deep.
Baseball's
Way back
all about
there. On its way,
Can't
gone.
be serious all the time. It's good to see when you see players out in field
A
interacting with each other from
gigantic
different teams.
blast. His second home
having
run of
fun.
the game, and that's how they take the
You
lead.
can't-
It's
You can't take
3-1.
the game
He only
seriously.
needed one
It was
swing to
always meant
square
to
it
be
up.
funny. It was never
not
meant
wasting any time in that at bat,
be
Boog.
a serious
Aggressive,
game.
and it paid off. Well, he went up there 0-0
I
looking
think
to
that's
do
why
damage. I think
all
he
of
had
us
his
as little
sights
kids,
set on that pitch. He
especially
went and got
in
it
my day
and
and age, I'm
circled the
sure.
bases.
Yours, it's always seen as a fun, something to do for fun. Also, some way to take out aggression on
The batter.
using the bat
The
to
designated hitter.
hit a ball.
Chris Rocket.
Swung on,
Hit something.
belted. Say goodbye to that one. And he's gone yard again. That's his
Man.
third home run of the game, and they add a run.
Mind
It's
you, these are all
4-1.
contact swings.
Singy, he's
They're
been
not
red hot.
power swings.
Yeah, another big swing of the bat for him. Man, he is really seeing the ball well in this one. He's putting on
just comes
quite
down
the
to just
show
like an
at the
IRL.
dish
It
here in
comes
this
down to the
one, and
timing.
he's just so locked in with this swing, and he's just not missing right now. A 3-homer game, man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun watching him pull it off as well.
Runner at first with 2 away. Chris Rocket up now for the Mets. 3 for 3, and he's homered 3 times.
3 for 3, and all 3 were homers.
That one is
And
absolutely
now it's
belted.
2. So I'm 4 for 4.
Way
and all
back
4
there.
homers.
And that one is gone.
I like the design of
Another
Miami.
homer.
Miami's
His
field.
4th home run of the game.
With that open
And they
top.
add to the lead. It's 6-1. Singy, the ball is
my personal
jumping
opinion,
off his bat.
stadiums,
Yes, it is.
especially like
Tons of loud
in
contact.
Florida,
Man, it's been
or,
impressive.
northern states where
Wow,
it
this
snows
is
and all.
awesome. I mean, a
Having those
4-homer
retractable
game, they're
tops
just so
is a
rare. They're so special and just
cool
so
design.
tough to pull off as well. Everything has to line up for you, but of course, you got to make it happen too. And these are the types of performances that people,
Man.
after 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's
Yeah, I'm
the
kind of buzzing.
momentum.
Open stadiums,
It just
that's
takes
how I
on a
grew
life
up.
of its own.
But
Players start hitting up and down the
I'm
lineup.
liking the new designs
Never know
better.
who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs, but it's a good feeling,
The final
and
line
you want to
score
extend
for
it.
our ball game tonight for the victorious New York Mets. 6 runs, 8 hits,
I mean,
1 error. They left 3 runners.
It just
on
shows how
base.
much baseball's progressed in the years since its creation.
Chris Rocket
Being
up now for
played
the Mets.
in
The first baseman,
town,
Chris Rocket.
like at town hall meetings originally, and eventually turning into what it is today. Quite a long journey.
That one ripped.
Which,
And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. Fires to
I'm going
second
to
too
do a
late.
YouTube
Into second
special
with a double,
of
and
the,
that was hard hit.
With that
That is
fastball,
history
even though it's high
of the
velocity, you've got to live on the outer
multi-series
edges.
history.
When it's right on the tee, right down the middle, professional
Special,
hitters are not
because
going
it's
to have
such
a
a
problem
lengthy-
turning it around.
history.
So 2 down. Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Francisco
All right,
Alvarez.
Come on.
Rocket at
Guys, a
second
double.
with 2 down.
We got 2 down already. I don't know. There we
Hit
go.
in the air, right field.
That's gonna be now.
Mesa hauls it in to end the inning. It's the
Good job,
Mets
Mesa, though.
nothing. Marlins coming up.
You
You're
kept track
dialed
of that.
into the. So 1 out with 2
Batting
aboard.
fourth.
Here's the cleanup
The
hitter
third
for
baseman.
Miami, Jake Berger.
It's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring
Ugh.
position. Some guys just take it to another level.
Aye.
For him right now at
All
the
right.
plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Don't give him anything
Runners
good.
at the corners, 1 away. Here in the second and final game of the series. Grounder might be 2. McNeil,
1.
Lindor, that's 1.
2.
And that's 2.
Double.
Nothing into Miami first. We played an inning in South Florida. No score on the show.
You know what's surprising is every time you, and what I've noticed in the show is that when you play in a closed stadium like Miami and all, which, yeah, legitly, they can close it, no weather forecast. No,
The first baseman,
challenge.
Chris
Contact
Rocket.
swing, drive in a run, hit a double or better, hit a home run. You know what? Go for the gusto. Go for the gusto. The one thing I would like to see, maybe in
There's a swing and a
2025,
drive.
MLB Show 2025,
And that gets down in the corner.
Is,
The throw into second.
the legitness
Not
of
in time.
Florida
He's
units.
safe as a
You
run
have pop-up
scores.
shots.
Well, we're starting over again, all
like
tied
a
up.
short
Challenged him with the
pop-up
fastball
rain
right in the heart
shower.
of the zone, and he was clearly ready to jump
Yeah, I
all
felt
over
that
it.
challenge. Oh well. There are many challenges that I can make up for.
Man in scoring position with 2 away. Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets.
Alvarez.
Why is it I'm noticing
Man at second.
that usually
Swing
right
and
now
a
we already
miss.
have 2 down?
And he's down on strikes. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. So they pick up a run.
Let's see
Now
which is
batting,
for 1 and 1.
the first baseman.
1 and 1 in a fifth.
Rocket measures 6
Okay.
feet 2 inches.
another challenge.
Just 19
Okay,
years old. And he's a former rookie of the
Single or
year.
better, contact swing for a hit,
Oh, let it fly right here.
record a hit after taking the first pitch. We'll go with that one. Because then no matter what I get, I complete the challenge.
That one finds the zone. Strike one.
Not sure if he was expecting for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
That's the one thing I like about having
And
that
he
challenge
swings and
option.
lifts
Is
one
now
to
no matter
deep center
what hit I
field.
get, whether it be a single, a double, or a
Out
homer,
of here.
I'll complete the challenge.
A towering shot to center. That's his 5th homer
So
of the
whenever you're
series. And they jump out
playing
front.
for the
It's 2-1.
dynamic and you have that one as
And
the
just
option,
like that,
always
his home
choose
run
that one,
streak
no matter
is
what the
up
other
to
options are.
6.
Well, he's an absolute
that's the easiest
machine,
one to get.
working really well at the plate
Out of
right
all-
now.
all
He
the
just
choices
can't
you
miss
have.
every time he swings. Took on the big part
Because
of
the
the yard
catch
for that
is
home
you
run
let
and
that
just
first
barely
pitch go
got
in,
it over the wall.
and then no
I
matter
thought for a
what
second
kind of
he
hit,
brought it
double,
back out
single,
there, too.
homer,
He gave it a great
you get
effort,
on your
but,
next
those
swing
plays are so
or
tough to pull
swings,
off, and I'm sure he loved.
2 outs, runner at first.
you're going to complete the
And
challenge.
stepping in for New York, Chris Rocket. He's already homered here in this one. In the air, right field, Mesa. Moving under it.
Dang,
Naps it.
right to
And
Mesa.
that is that.
That was like
Mets
designed
win one.
right to
They still
Mesa.
lead it 2-1. Runner at first with 2 away. So up next for New York, Chris Rocket. He's already homered in this game.
Homer at least once.
Dives, but it kicks
Ooh,
off
that
his
was close.
Flip to the pitcher is in time, and they do get the out. But they go
Dang.
twice in the inning, both solo shots. 8-9.
Ah.
Back here in Miami.
Yeah, I
on to
almost beat it.
extra
I was
innings.
like
And
super
now
close.
Francisco Alvarez.
Over in 10 because we're tied. Okay. And of course, I have to be the
Tied
man
at
on
4.
the extra man on
Runs up
base.
to 96 to record the punch out.
Of
course, they're not gonna let
the
me be
ability
on
to
the
bounce
bat.
back right there.
Why?
After not getting the call, he probably
'Cause I'm
should've
guaranteed
got
to get
it,
the
but
hit.
didn't let it affect his focus, and he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
To either bring the run
Now
in
up to
or
hit
get the homer.
Francisco Lindor.
Well, first base open. Really no reason
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
pitch to this hitter right here. Put him on. Have the force at second.
They don't
first,
always. Well, I mean,
perhaps
I've had a
get an
time
inning
where
double play.
one of this
Strike grounder, that's through for a base hit.
Peter
Runner around third, out of his way to the plate. He scores and they have the lead. It's
hitters
5-4.
actually got a grand slam.
Well,
when we
that-
had
that
bases
had a
loaded and
lot
I
of
happened to be
pressure
on second.
riding on it, so really great job coming
Hey, I was
through
glad
right
to see
there.
I
It's
could
gotta
run
feel
all the
good.
way from
Pretty
second all the way
tough for
home.
the infielders to do
Timed that one
anything with
perfect.
that
Just
one. He pulled it
tried that
hard
trick
into
yesterday and
the
didn't make it
outfield,
home.
and even when you
to
keep
home
it on
plate.
the ground, it feels
Oh, darn, we lost against Miami. Question is by how much?
6-5 the final here today.
One
A
run.
one-run extra inning win for Chris Singleton.
Yeah, I know,
and our
those are
entire
rare.
outstanding crew
Grand
here at
slams.
MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi.
Even
We'll
in
see
here,
you
if you
soon.
have the timing right, which I've managed to surprisingly get the timing down somewhat, to where at least I'm making contact every time I have my AB. May not necessarily lead to a homer, but at least I'm making contact, so I'm getting something, which always helps your ops and your AV and your slug. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate that follow, and welcome to the Shadow Den. We appreciate you coming in and joining us. I am a variety streamer. I do play other games besides MLB. I'm just on an MLB kick right now. I do play things like Phasmophobia and a couple of other different ones. I just like changing it up every so often.
Welcome from the home of the Mets, Citi Field
Hey, we're
in
back home
Queens,
in
New York.
Citi
The
Field.
show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the New York
Oh, that's
Mets.
why we changed
Along with
out
Chris
instead of going
Singleton,
right into it because we
That is
changed
Chris
stadiums.
Rocket up
The
now for
first
the
baseman.
Mets. This
Went
has
from,
been a
Miami
career year
back
for him
home.
when it comes to driving and runs.
Uh-oh. Starting to glitchy. Wish we
That
could
one
have timed
the
it out a
other
little
way.
bit more. And that's going to be a double.
And in one hop to the wall. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he'll make it safely.
Yeah,
That's a
playing the
double.
same
Waste
game
no
a
time
lot
there. Got a fastball, middle of the
does
plate,
get
jumped all over
boring.
it. Absolutely
So you'll
smoked
see,
that ball.
yeah, I've been on an, if you look at my past streams lately, I have been on an MLB kick, which means I'm due for change again. I will be probably going
Man at second
back
here
to
with two
playing a little
away.
bit of
And now it's going to be
Fast
Francisco
California for a
Alvarez.
bit, or change over to racing like Wreckfest, or
And now the lefty on the ground to third. Berger tosses to first, and that is the inning.
Need for Speed, or
Mets leave one, scoreless after one.
Up next.
I forget the other one I played there.
Part of
for
the
a
order
bit.
coming
Well, I'll
through
remember when I
now,
see it
and
on
with
my
one home run already
my
in this
app.
inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Also, one that I need to get back to, and I haven't
Right
played
through there for a
was
strike.
Well impressed that he
my
went
Sniper
right
Elite.
after him on that first
I have Sniper
pitch.
Elite
That's
5.
the
I'll
key.
probably
Try to get ahead in
file
the
on
count,
that
then
one.
you can play around a little bit more
Start
as
all
the
over.
bat expands.
I haven't played a
Kicks
shooting
and
game in a
deals.
while. So
Foul
I'm due
ball
for a
there.
shooter.
All tied up here in game 1 of 2 in the series.
And
That one ripped.
Sniper Elite, I'm actually pretty good at.
And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases.
Why didn't he go
But he
for?
holds up at first.
I see.
Good play
I
out
pushed
there
him
to
to
cut
go
it
for
off.
second. I don't
Wasting
understand.
no
Okay.
time. He's
Sorry, I'll take that
2 for
single
2
though.
now on
It's
the
still,
night.
still,
And just
still
a
good.
triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously,
Very rarely
started
can I
with
get the
this already.
cycle. There's only
Francisco
been
Alvarez
once
up now for the Mets.
that I've managed to get this.
Step off, throw to first. Rocket back in on a dive.
Yeah, majority of times it's a safer bet to take the single. Well, you just tried to pick me off, which means that's the only pick you're going to get.
And
Can't
here
try
it
to pick
comes.
me off now.
Line drive. That's a big
Ooh.
hit.
You know what? Let's try for. Nope. What the?
Tag at second, and he's out trying to get back.
What the deuce? That glitch is not helping me right now. I can't wait for the new
Back
PC
here at
to
Citi
get in.
Field. Ready to go for the last
As
half
my
of the
current
game. And stepping
agent
in for
Tal
New York,
just
Chris Rocket.
Handle it.
Puck back to work. Hit hard on the ground is short.
That's going to be an out.
Gordon with the toss to first. One away, bottom of the 6th.
Fastball grooved right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that
So-
pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that.
Man at first,
Two,
one
two,
gone.
eight.
So up next for New York, Chris Rocket. Gotta be careful with this guy. He's got power. He can untie it with one swing. That's hard hit on the line.
That's been caught.
Drops into the glove, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, it would have been out either
Not
way because that
all right
fielder.
there. He was clearly
Yeah,
all
you're
over
right.
it, but
That probably would have
sometimes
been,
you hit
even
it
if I
too
went for
hard
third.
and right at someone. You're looking for one of
So it
those
wouldn't have
little
mattered.
hits
But I
to
would
get
have been
a
safe
knock
technically
sometimes.
if I just stopped and stayed
2
at
outs. Bases full.
second
Now
instead
here
of trying
it
to
is,
run
Chris
for
Rocket.
third.
I'm curious how he decides to attack on the mound. This guy at the plate has been great hitting under pressure this year.
Deep drive down the
Go,
line.
go. Fair.
Foul ball.
Dang.
Boog, this is a real tough place for
That curve
visiting
hurt.
teams to come in and close out ball
That was
games
so
for
close
a
to being
win.
a fair ball.
All loaded up. Dangerous hitter at the plate.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's gonna be a
this
home
one
run out.
blasted.
Yeah, I know, right? Dang it. It's like, come on. Just a little bit more to the left.
Okay. He powers that one here.
Yeah, I didn't get the home
And the
run that time, but
Mets
then I got it here.
walk
Yep.
off in extra
And a
innings.
walk-off. Yes, I'll take that.
So a grand slam is exciting.
And that's
no
only my
matter
second
what
walk-off
part of
in the
game
whole
you hit
career
it. The
so
walk-off
far.
grand slam, an
Second.
incredible finish. Clutch swing at the bat that he'll never forget. Truly special.
Just like in IRL baseball, it's rare to see a frequent walk-offs.
Rocket with a game to remember, particularly
Right?
walking it off for the
That
win.
one would have been
Put
better.
Together 3 hits.
That
one
would have
of
been
them
better.
a
A
home
walk-off
run.
grand slam.
This is the kind of
And
game he'll
I
never
think somebody did
forget.
that
He was
recently,
a force
IRL,
all game
in
long
real
at the plate
MLB, just
and won the
recently
game
too.
on a walk-off. This was a really special performance.
And
Just
this one
forget who it
ends with a
is.
final score of 6-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so
Forget who
long.
did it and where it was at, but I know it just happened recently.
The
Hang on.
final line score
That's
for
got me
our
thinking.
ball
I
game
know somebody
tonight.
did it
For
recently.
the
Hang on.
victorious New York Mets, 6 runs on
Just did that
13
recently.
hits. No errors.
So-
They left 10 runners on base. For the Marlins, 4 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They left 17 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 12 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Citi Field.
Oshani did?
1,942.
Yep, you're right.
The Mets thank you for your continued
He
support
had a
and remind you to please get home safely.
grand slam on the 23rd against Tampa Bay. Yep. Oshani's got quite the record, dude. Man, he can play. Kicker to Oshani though. If you my stream yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I wound up getting a homer off of him. Yeah, so he's in that 40-40 club. Yep, and a rare club that most players are at. Another rare one for most players is reaching that career 200th. Which
Chris Rocket up now for the
secret,
Mets.
The
my
designated hitter. Chris
player on the game is already over that. Which even in this, and I can tell you from experience that
Cabrera, a righty that throws with power.
in this game,
26
in
years old,
the
and he was born
MLB
in
The
the
Show
Dominican
23,
Republic.
I went
Swings
3
and
seasons
misses.
before I
And the count
broke
is
the 200
0-2.
career
Warning
homers.
track, wall, and you can touch all baseball, man.
And now it's perfect timing right there. I'm talking about career homers, and I hit a homer.
That'll fire up the jump.
Mind you, in the
It's
season,
2-1.
as
8
you can
straight
see,
games with a home run.
I'm already at
Some
86,
great
and
hitters
we're
to the
only
plate.
2
Griffey,
months
Mattingly,
into
Dale Long.
the
This is
2025
just
season.
impressive.
So I think I've improved in the way I play this game
That
from
was quite the
my
home
God,
run,
I'm playing
Siggy,
since
as we take it in
the
again
show
with stack
18.
cap, 114 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, and plenty of distance,
I've
too. I
dramatically
mean, with
improved
that
how
kind of
I
exit
play.
velo, if you can get it up in the air with good backspin, it's going to be a tape.
And we're back, stepping in the long ball threat, Chris
We're only up by
Rocket.
1. Gotta fix that.
Rocket.
Gotta fix that. Oh, challenge time. Single or better, hit a home run,
Hey, get your fits and
record
drive
a
right here.
hit after taking the first pitch. Like I said, always take that option. Because now no matter what I hit,
Pitch.
I'm going to complete the challenge. Ooh,
On a line base
and I'll
hit.
take that single.
And aboard on
before
the
that.
leadoff single.
Oh, that's right. I didn't.
Well,
That was the
Siggy,
first
he
pitch.
is locked
I
in
forgot I
there.
wasn't supposed to swing.
Well, he's
Dang it.
really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed. and
Yeah, it's kinda
everybody
hard
is a
to
step or
break
two
that 200
behind.
before
way
the
that he
All-Star
squared up
break.
that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a
And
beach
right
ball.
now,
And
in
here's
this,
the catcher, Francisco
like I said, I'm
Alvarez.
in the second season playing, and I've already
Here's a
broke it
1-2.
because
Got him swinging. One away.
I didn't get too
Well, he
well.
didn't get the
Season
call
1, I
out
did a
of
lot
the
of
pitch
great
before.
hits.
Felt like he should have had him looking, I
going
think.
up through.
But, that's good composure right there. He
Um,
found a way to come back with another good pitch to get him to swing and miss.
One down. Now the left fielder, Brandon Nimmo.
All right, Nemo.
Hey, come on, big
Rocket leads off first with one
Yes. I agree.
away. And that's ball 4.
Yeah, he walked him.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound. But
One
you
thing
know, his
we really don't wanna
confidence
do as a
should still be
pitcher
high enough to get out of this,
is
but he's going
ever
to have to buckle down right
Give up
here.
walks where you
So
put a
first
free
and
man
second
on
with one
base
gone. Here's
and put
Lamont
yourself
Wade
into a
Jr.
two people or even bases loaded
2
situation.
on, 1 out. Right through there, got him. 2 down.
Oh, nice job right there. He struck him out twice. The pitch before looked like it was strike 3. Doesn't get the call. Bears down. Throws another quality pitch for the strikeout.
Ronnie Mauricio now.
Mauricio. Who's Mauricio? I mean, he just came up in this season. This is actually the first time I've seen him
To the right side.
play.
He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 2 left for the Mets. They lead it 2-1.
Yes, it was. That was a down the
Bottom of
middle
the
swing.
inning. So now here's the Mets DH, Chris Rocket.
And I know what you're. I know what
The
you're
wind
referring
of the
to.
pitch. In the air,
And
right
now it's
center. This is mashed way back and gone.
And now it looks like it just got over the wall too.
Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they add to their lead. It's 3-1. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in
Yeah.
that at bat. Aggressive, and it paid off.
But the thing is it's probably gone by just.
That's an impressive swing.
Probably
of the bat
just
to
got
go
over the wall.
to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Oh yeah, that just right into the bullpen. So that just
And
cleared.
now the DH, Chris Rocket. And the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone. Stop what you're doing right now. This guy's got 2 home runs already. Now he's going for number 3.
Now let's just see if they don't intentionally walk my butt. They've done that before. Going for my 3rd homer or my 4th homer,
Line
and they
drive.
intentionally walked me.
And
Foul.
it goes just foul.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield.
That one ripped left
Double.
field. Tattooed to Tater
Oh no,
Town.
that just got over. Okay. That one
And
bounced
he's
off the wall.
gone yard again. That's his
Yeah,
3rd
seeing
home run of the game.
over
And they add to
400s
the lead.
it's
It's
rare.
5-1.
I've only done it.
Zingy, he's been red hot.
Yeah, another big swing of the bat
Say-
for him. Man, he is really seeing the ball well in this one.
I don't know. I got to start keeping count of how many times I go over
He's
405.
putting on
But even
quite the show at the dish here in this one. And
IRL,
he's just so locked in
some
with
of
this swing.
some
And
of the batters,
he's just not
when they get
missing
those
right
homers
now.
over
3-homer
400,
game, man, it's
405.
so special.
Oof.
And I tell you what, these 2-game series have a different feel.
Which
There's kind of an urgency.
is rare
so to come
because
in
a lot
and
of these
take both games, sweep
fields,
the
especially
series,
newer
feels
fields
really good. You kind
nowadays,
of wish that it was a 3 or 4-game series when you're this hot.
they're under, I think 350 is the furthest out, I think, in the current setting of any baseball field.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game.
So to get over 400, it has to go pretty dang far. So if I remember correctly. Now back in the day, some of the fields, the outfield actually reached over 380, so it's easier to get 400s compared to nowadays. Yeah, covering 101 feet to get a catch. Yeah, that is no joke. Nowadays the players are in such physical shape, especially the outfielders, to make some of the runs that they do, the yardage that they get to close that gap and catch. Definitely no joke. But you got to remember too, that means they're constantly training. It takes a lot to keep up on that. And yeah, Victor Scott, yeah. He's a good player.
And welcome
Yeah.
in, everybody. Glad you're with us. The show
He's one that,
has
like,
an NL
example
East
too. He's got a good
matchup.
arm.
It's the
If-
Philadelphia
if
Phillies going up against the New York Mets.
you're
Along
at
with Chris
bat and he
Singleton,
gets
I'm John
the
Chami.
ball,
Chris Rocket making
you're
waves
just
in the
better off
baseball
taking that
world
single.
right now after homer in
And
8 straight games.
if you're lucky on
All
that.
right, just about ready for baseball.
Ooh.
And on the hill today, Chris Rocket.
All right.
Chris, you don't have to dig too deep into the numbers to see how good he's been.
Oh, he's nearly untouchable.
Yeah.
Kind of a sign
Oh, yeah,
of
he'll
the
finish the
stats
play
out
no matter
there.
what.
Just goes to work, and guys look up. It's deep into the ball game, and they haven't been able to scratch anything off of this guy. So look for him to do the same thing today.
Yeah, see,
maybe go the distance.
IRL.
Maybe hand it over to the bullpen at the end and try to get that
Me
W.
and pitching don't agree.
The pitch. That one fouled off.
I'm more of a infield player.
7-11.
IRL.
Swing and a miss as he was down front.
But in game, I'm a good pitcher.
And that one is lifted in the air.
I'm not afraid of
Minimal
contact.
right there to make the ground. One away.
And my pitchers are always inside.
The center fielder.
Johan Rojas stands in for the Phillies.
Okay,
I think when you
Rojas.
contemplate him as a player, the first thing you think about is defense, and you think about that great arm.
I also think about the speed. If he can get on, that's going to give one more thing for that pitcher to think about.
Right through there for a strike.
Yeah.
Rocket, the
A high
former
fastball in
MVP.
0-2
He
because they're not
features
going to
a
expect it,
14
or even if they do
fastball,
get a
changeup,
make
and he works
contact
in
with
his
it in
slider.
an 0-2 high fastball, it's going to be a pop-up. It's going to get caught.
One down, base is empty. Just missed.
It's a good take.
Got him looking, and he did not like the call.
To get that
Just
high
couldn't pull the
fastball
trigger
swing
on
and
the
miss is
fastball right there, and I don't
definitely
think he
a good
was
feeling.
taking it, thinking it might
Because
be a
most
called
batters,
ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen.
Will try for
Did
it.
not expect that location, in my opinion.
And
10
now
times.
here is Harper.
9 out of
Foul
10
back our
times.
way,
Let's
and
be
that's
legit.
out of
9
play.
out of 10 times they'll always swing at that high fastball. And maybe 7 out of 10, and I'm being generous, they'll actually make
2 out,
contact
space
with it.
is empty.
And that's
That one
IRL
close,
stat,
rule the
not
ball.
in-game
And
stat,
it's
by the
1
way,
and
for
1.
that stat that I just said. For that.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
Yeah, I'm trying to close him out with a high fastball.
2 down, nobody on. And that
Got
is there. Harper frustrated as he's
and
run
that
up
was
on
dang.
strikes.
We're already.
And he
Whoop,
lets the plate
didn't even keep
umpire
track
know
enough
it.
to realize
3
that that
up,
was in
3
the beginning
down
of the
for
inning.
Philadelphia. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. It's Major League Baseball,
Yes.
and it's on the show. 2 outs, base is empty. Chris Rocket up now for the Mets.
All around, I think if you
Yep.
asked anyone in this
That
organization
is
who's the
true.
best hitter in the lineup,
Oh,
they would
challenge.
say him.
Double or better. Contact swing for a hit. Record a hit after the first pitch. All right, this time I got to remember not to swing at the first pitch.
Right
Let
through
that
there
first
for a
pitch come
strike.
in.
Not sure if he was expected for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
I purposely let it do it. Get it right.
And that one
Because now I
hammered.
get that one.
Rojas going back and
Oh.
brings it in at the wall.
Oh, at
Scoreless
the
after
wall.
1.
That hurt. That was either going to be a double or a homer. Well, if he caught it at the
Back
wall,
here
it's
in
more a
Queens,
double than a
Kyle
homer.
Schwarber
But
comes up to hit here.
Dang it.
Kyle
yeah,
Rocket,
warning.
just
Warning track
19
wall.
years
Yeah.
old, and of course has a Cy Young to his credit.
Yes, very much so. That is definitely a killer to that mood. Even
Rocket
worse,
back
and,
to
and
work.
you go look at my highlights, and like I said, that was
Close plug
one
call the
yesterday
ball. And that's
where he
ball one.
jumped up the
This is a
wall and
hitter who
stole the
takes his
dang
game
homer
to
from
another
me.
level, playing at night.
That one really ticked me off.
Swings through that.
Well, that's today's style of baseball right there, right? Big time velo on the bump and big time pop at the plate.
Yes, they are.
The pitch. And a swing
Yeah.
and miss. Looks like
Yeah,
he's picked
Aaron
up
Judge
right where he
is
left
very
off.
Well, he's got
formidable.
a great
Not
strikeout
only
stuff
in
on the
the
mound,
show,
doesn't he?
not only here in the game,
Double-digit
but
strikeouts in his
IRL,
last
a
start,
very
and he's just
formidable
racking
player.
them up
So I
again in
don't
this
blame
one.
the
This guy
Yankees for
can
one
really
day
dominate the
retaining
game
him
out
at
there.
whatever
Not
it
a
took
fun
to
assignment for any
keep.
lineup.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now. He was late
Yeah,
there.
that
Strike
that
one.
No ball.
yeah,
One
freaking
strike.
Judge, man. You know, it's kind of a shame because I think that was also I had a situation where Judge caught it too, and I think it was
Swing and a
yesterday's
miss.
stream where I told
Quickly in
it
an
Judge,
0-2
Aaron
count,
Judge
you
got
got to
nothing
figure out
on
a
me,
way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put
and
it in play
unfortunately that didn't
somewhere,
look too
then
well
you
when
got a chance.
Judge catches
Second inning here. No score.
one of my hits. You know,
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Boog. Electric stuff from the jump. I mean, there's just no messing around right now. It's still very early, but we could see a pretty impressive outing here if the strikeouts keep coming in the way they
yeah.
are.
Let's just see if
One
I
thing
can
you
stay
have
up
to
all
be aware
night
of,
this
though,
time,
is a high
all the way
strikeout
through to
rate
close it
might
out.
impact the pitch count as the innings roll on.
JT Real Muto now at the plate as he swings through strike one.
JT, okay. My favorite team, of course, New York Mets.
That one
Has
fouled
been
off.
got introduced to baseball being my grandparents, and their favorite team was the Mets. So I grew up loving the
And
Mets.
the right-hander deals.
But
And that one's
to
a
be honest,
little bit
I
low.
just love the game.
Now
It's not so
1-2.
much one team over the other. It's just love for the game. It's just that's the team I grew up cheering for,
Got him looking. It is a
and still
3-up,
root for.
3-down
I'll be
inning.
honest.
Phillies down in order.
But
We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score.
just love the game of baseball.
Back here at Citi Field. And now Brandon Marsh.
The left fielder, Brandon Marsh.
Now the right-hander ready to go. Still no score. He
An
swings and
interesting thing
misses
about
to the first pitch.
Blue
0-1.
Jays.
I guess you throw it that hard, you can get away with locations like that
Only-
right down the middle. But I still think
Well-
it's a dangerous pitch. Don't want to do it again.
Every team has moved eventually. There's only a
Popped
few
up
teams
left
that
side.
haven't.
Alvarez under it. But it's the
I'll take that
pitcher
one
that
myself.
makes the
Thank you.
play. And there's one down.
Tatis Jr. Yeah. Yes. And then
And now it's Alec
yeah,
Bohm.
this year
It's
is
been a tough stretch for him at the plate. Only 2 hits over the last
For-
5 games.
yeah, 24 is
Fastball in for a strike. And
Chisholm.
it's 0-1.
I knew I had his name right there on the tip of my tongue. It just took me a
Top
minute.
of the third, no score. In the air,
Yeah.
left field. Nimmo hauls it in 2 away.
True.
Just
Yeah,
pull off of it
it's-
a little bit right
he
there.
is.
That
He's a very
front
flashy
shoulder
player.
Coming open instead of
He
staying
is.
closed.
Second base.
If he
Um,
does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority
He's
instead of a fly out to
it's
left.
become a sad part of MLB today. A lot of players are flashy players.
Bryson Stott stands in now. and watches strike one.
He doesn't get a knock right here. That pitch he just took is going to eat at him for a while. You might
Yeah.
not see another pitch like that from a top level
If you look
guy
at
like this.
old-time players, let's put it that way.
Nobody on.
Like
Foul ball.
from the beginning to about, I want to say maybe the early 90s. Definitely before the new era, the new attitude era.
And a nice inning of work there as he sets him
You didn't
down.
have
1,
a lot of
2,
players
3.
who were flashy
Quickly
players. They're
go to
more the
Phillies.
serious
Still
playing
score.
the game for the game. More than it was this flashiness that a lot of them have now. And a lot of players
And we're
nowadays
back
too.
As we go to the top of the fourth, Trey Turner now.
So easy to look
Yeah.
at the big boys in this
But
lineup.
yes,
But
yeah.
he has been a pleasant surprise all season long.
Rocket back to work.
Um,
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
a lot of players nowadays too,
Back in
if you realize a lot of them
Turner homered off the same pitcher twice in the same inning.
play more for the
Only a few
money
players have
and
ever done it,
flashiness
and his were against his
versus
former team, the
the
Washington
game for the game.
Nationals. Pretty good pitch there to take a rip. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes to
You know,
ball
I've always
away
been
from him a
one,
little
and
bit,
this may be just my
unable to
way
square
of
it up.
thinking, you know, the money and the fame are just come with the
Right to start to
territory.
this
And,
game on the mound, looking very
You know, an extra
dangerous to
added
these
benefit.
hitters. 7 punch-outs already, so this lineup hasn't
Versus
had
being
much
expected.
success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Rojas in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Now, this guy is just filling up the strike zone right now. Don't want to get yourself in an 0-2 hole. You better be ready to pull the trigger on the first pitch.
oof,
Foul ball there.
my poor computer right now.
One down, bases empty. And misses. 1-2 to
That was
out.
too far
Really
down.
close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's
I
ready
know
to
where it
move on
missed.
to
I
the
don't need
next
to ask
pitch.
where that missed. That one was
And
obvious.
fly out for the K. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him on base.
And the Demons breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on anyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
And first offering is fouled off.
At least he fouled it. I'll take a foul over an actual hit any day. Except for when it runs up my pitch count.
Right side. Wade takes it himself, and Phillies are set down in order. Phillies go down quietly in the inning.
Good job, Wade.
And we're still.
Good moves.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's a big power
Because
threat.
of glitching, I
Chris
have to do this.
Rocket.
I'm gonna have to swing a bit earlier. To
Line of the
compensate.
pitch. Hard ground ball, base stop.
This is why I can't wait for my
And
new
on base to start
figure
the
to come in.
inning.
Just so sound in his mechanics. It's a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through.
Yeah, that was a good base hit.
Middle of the field.
Exactly. Especially when for a glitching the timing.
Here's the catcher to hit, Francisco Alvarez.
That could have easily been a strike. So when I'm up hitting or right now base running, I try to compensate
and a
for
miss.
that
Struck him out.
glitch at the moment.
Well, he didn't get the call on the mound the pitch before. Felt like he should have had looking, I think.
I'm
But
waiting for
that's good
my
composure right there. He found a way to
Starforge
come back with another good pitch to get him to swing and miss.
Systems PC to come in. Where I'll have the
Here's Brandon
this is my
Nimmo.
current
Definitely wants to
PC's
stay
got
out of the double play
aged
here.
and
Ball on the
currently
ground
not
in the
able to
infield.
handle it anymore.
Should be an inning-ending double play.
So I start becoming glitchy after a bit.
Got him swinging.
Usually starts with the audio and then it goes to the visual.
Up next with Matt.
Here's Lamont Wade Jr.
Hey, get on for us here.
You guys gonna leave me stranded in first? Really? Yeah,
Swing for the strikeout.
first.
Couldn't catch up to the heater. So no runs here on a base hit, no error.
That's right.
Back here in Queens.
Still sitting at 0-0, so it's all good.
Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarberg.
Kyle Schwarber.
The right-hander back to work. And a foul ball. Schwarber, a former All-Star, 32
Yeah.
years old, and
They do.
usually in left field. Today, he's the designated hitter.
They do sell in. I've very rarely had it where teammates have gotten me all the way through.
Oh, strike three on the fastball, and that ran back over the other half.
Now there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
Here's Nicholas Castellanos.
Castellanos. All right, Castellanos.
That's off the mark. 1-0.
Oh yeah, now the visual. So this might be the last one we play.
Fastball for a strike.
This last run here. So I can let my computer calm down for a bit.
The
Now
Phillies
the visual starting
still
to go with
looking
it.
for their first hit in this one.
But before we end it, of course, we'll do a usual ending and see where IRL current stance of every teams are. What are your guys' favorite teams?
Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Pulled a
As I
string
always
on a
end it.
changeup.
Now at 10 Ks,
IRL
still a few innings
stats.
left, so expect him to add on to that total. And the pitchers are looking to have a
I
strikeout per
love
inning. I mean, that's
to end
excellent
the
work.
streams with IRL
The way it looks
stats
now,
of
I mean, he's going
where
to
everybody's
have a
standing,
better
where your
rating
guys'
than that in
favorite
this one.
teams
So really good
stand.
stuff working on the mound in this one.
Two outs. Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of
That's two.
play.
What you gonna get? Strike three.
The wind of the pitch. Gets piece, and it stays 0-2.
Okay.
Two
Strike
down,
three right
nobody
here.
on.
And end this inning.
Swings
Yes.
and misses, struck him
All
out.
right.
3 up, 3
And that
down.
inning right there.
Back here at Citi Field, all set for the top of the 6th. Brandon Marsh steps to the plate.
Man, I think he's got a long. You know how long it takes to grow one of those like
And a
that?
pitch.
Beard mustache
And a swing
combo
and a
like
miss.
that.
It really look like these hitters have been in between.
a lot of
with
work.
their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Oy. PC, you gotta learn to keep up.
0-2
I know you're
now.
getting old and overworked.
Keeps
but I
the
gotta
inning
do it
going, the
anyway.
foul ball.
Yes, you're aged. Ooh.
Lifted in
Oh,
the
get
air
that,
to
get
the
that,
left
get that, get that,
side.
get that.
Nimmo has it sized up.
All right, Nemo.
Rouse
Good
it.
job out there, Nemo.
There's 1 away.
Thank God I can count on my infield and outfield for defense. Oof.
And now for the Phillies, Alec Bohm. Fly to left his first time.
Only problem when you're playing with glitchy,
Fought off foul.
which for pitching shouldn't be too bad versus the batting. But
Strike 2.
does get annoying.
And that one missing low. Base
Yeah.
is empty, 1 away. You're in
Yeah, I'll
game
get another
1 of
Cy
this
Young.
3
No worries.
innings.
No worries. I'll get a second Cy Young. I'll get a Cy Young this
Downstairs.
season too.
And the count is even, 2-2.
I'll get MVP this season again. Just won't get Rookie of the Year, but we'll get MVP nonetheless.
Goes down looking.
2 strikes many times. Hitter looking out over the plate.
We're
When
6
you're looking out
innings
over
in.
the plate, you're also going to let the ball travel a little bit longer. And the fastball zipped
We're
up the
almost
inside
through
corner
this.
just locks you up.
And the first offering is fouled off. And he deals.
Oh yeah, because that glitching is getting bad.
Back our way, and that's a play. All tied up. We're at the top
Computer,
of the
computer,
sixth.
computer. You're getting me. But I don't want to sim through this, because if I sim through this, we're going to literally lose. Because every time I've ended a sim through when I'm pitching and I'm doing good, we wind up losing the game terribly. The game be like, oh, you want to sim through the rest of this? Okay, I'll punish you for it.
Good job to fight that one off.
5 foul balls in a row. I have no idea what that
Well, it's
feels
not
like,
my
but you gotta
highest
love
count
this.
for foul
I was
balls in a
wondering
row.
who's
The
gonna
highest
break
I've had
first.
is 12 pitches.
And good work there as he gets a
And that was back in
1-2-3.
my
So he's
MLB.
perfect through 6. And
Actually,
we
no, I think
still
that was
have
this one,
no score.
back in the beginning. MLB 24. And we're glitching so bad, I'm
There's got some good
really
opposite
timed
field
far
power.
ahead.
What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Oh yeah,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead,
have to
run it.
literally
Second,
press the
here at the
swing
bottom
button
of
as
the
soon as he
sixth.
lets go of that pitch. Da!
And strike
Oh sure,
2.
figures the time I got to do it. Yeah, we need a homer this AB. Yes, we do. Like literally. But with this glitchiness that I'm gonna get it's the question.
Swing and a drive, deep
Ooh,
right
go,
field.
go, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
Going back on this one.
I'll take that double. I'll take that double.
The relay, the tag, he's safe.
Yes, okay.
We're
We're on.
Go back to later on.
Oh, I believe in myself too. Even with the glitch, I believed in myself. I got the double, so we got at least one run in. So we're good. We're on the board with one. Even if we win with one run, it's still going to be good.
Francisco Alvarez up now the Mets.
Oof. If he tries to pick me off, he's going to get it. That's going to be the sad part right now, if he tries to pick me off with this glitchiness.
Right side, hard hit.
Oh yeah, see how bad that glitchiness is right now.
Doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. That's the defense behind with
That
another
new
ground
PC is
ball.
not coming
Good
fast
execution.
enough.
And it scored position 2 away. Bring Nimmo.
Come on,
now
Nimmo.
for the Mets.
Yeah, literally it is.
The other way.
My
And
PC
a
is
base
so
hit
aged
knocks
right
in a
now.
run.
Hey, we're up by 2.
There are a lot of
I started out playing on my
hits like that. Blooper, flare, duck door, lawn
Xbox
dart, etc.
originally.
But whatever you want to call
And
it,
then,
it's a knock. And those are the ones that
stream
will
it
make
from
you
the
smile
Xbox to
as a
the
hitter just
PC and then
about
out
every time.
from there.
Top
Because
of
I like
inning
having
number
my
7.
overlays
So
versus
digging in
not
now
having
for
my overlays.
Philadelphia. Trey Turner.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across.
And then
this is where you look for the
switch
starter to
from
go
there
out
to
there,
playing
have a
via the
shutdown
app on the
inning.
PC.
Don't give that other team any hope.
I was doing good for a
Just
while.
hope
It was
you can
good
get
for a
through this
while,
inning,
but
get the bats back up there while they're hot.
you know, as the graphics go up and you know, you don't change
Right-hander
components
kicks
in your
field.
PC to keep up with that.
Swing and a foul
It
straight
catches up and
Seems like hitters are struggling with their timing. They're kind of caught in between sharp fastball and the nasty slider. I
I
see him settle on a
haven't
consistent
upgraded
pitch.
anything in my PC to be able to keep up with the fact that, you know, I game
towards
along
it.
with stream. Now mind,
And out number 1 on the ground.
The pitcher's done a good job of
if
disrupting
I
the
were
time, makes the pitches
just
lightning
playing
speed.
versus
You want
streaming
to keep that front foot
with it,
inconsistent for the
it
batter.
would
Swings
be
are
alright.
hesitant, and that's
The
exactly
computer
what
wouldn't be
you want
going
on the mound.
crazy right now.
Swing and a foul over the screen.
But
And back out of play.
it's not able to keep up with doing both at once because it was
Top
only
eight
created
is
to do
empty.
one originally. It was
Swings
originally
through
created
that
just to
So impressive.
game on.
The velo is still there.
Um,
Even this deep into the
Then eventually I got into wanting to stream everything I play. Because I like sharing my gaming experience with the world to see.
Swings
Um,
for the K. Slider
It's
got
more
him for a
fun
strike 3.
involved
Chris, third time through the
people
order,
and
and a
have
couple
people
of quick
talk
outs
to.
for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Here's Harper now.
Makes it more
His
fun for
righty-lefty
me.
splits there.
I'm a very outgoing and chattable person.
Now, and that chance
So
handled.
it really up
Swings
the
to
alley
first,
to where I am.
Harper retired.
Yeah,
It's a
14K in a
1-2-3
row.
and down
Yes.
quickly. Go Phillies.
That 14K is a good
The top
number
of
to
the
have
eighth, here's the
in the
Phillies.
8th inning.
Kyle Schwarber.
And a pitch count of 72 in the 8th right
He's
now.
been so great today. Really just
So,
whatever the catcher puts down. He hasn't
doing pretty good.
shaken off the catcher very much at all today.
There's a strike.
So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this now, considering I haven't given it a hit
Rocket.
or
Into his 8th inning of work singing. He's been good.
Yeah, he's
run
the
this
type
one.
of guy
I
that
should be
gets
able to
better
go all the way through
as
the
he gets
end.
deeper into the ball game. If Kumi gets to it early, they didn't do that today. We'll see what happens.
Compared to the last game that I pitched, I gave up 1-1 run, 1 hit, and they changed
out
it
in
to
this
9th.
one. Looking obviously, so he's been a little overmatched.
So,
He's got to just
oof,
be more
about to make that
competitive.
game audio
Still a ways to go, but
because
this
that is
is
sounding
stuff
bad right now.
And there's the strike. Peter, 98.
All right, now you're gonna hear just me. So do what I'm good at and just talk. Cause yeah, just hearing that, I'm sure it's worse on your guys' end. Having that game audio with it glitching so bad. So I'll just talk. You've only been, yeah. Well, for me, before the All-Star break, I've only given up right now to current season. This current season, I've given up 1 homer, and that, of course, was just recently. Usually when I'm pitching and it's very rare, I'll give up 2, maybe 3 hits, but no runs. Even the last season, going up through the ranks, I've given up hits but no runs. Yeah, that's why I muted the game audio. I've got to adjust and put my mic audio up more than the game audio. Still playing adjustments every so often with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to adjust that setting. Even when it's working right, I've noticed. That too. There is that. Yeah. Because especially with the in-game commentary, because a lot of the time it's just repeating the same lines over and over again. Okay. Let's see how we do with this glitchy this time. Fouled that one. Which means I was early. Ooh, go. Homer. Damn. That was close. And strike. Dang it. Oh, when glitchiness gets the best of your batting abilities. Yeah. Yeah, his first K was crazy. Yep. For sure. And he's the closer. Yeah, I gave him his first K. Crazy, but I gave it to him. All fastballs. Yeah. We know that much. That was an all fastball strikeout looking. Well, of course, bases are empty, and run number 2. About to get strike 3. Yeah, my PC gave it to him. Exactly. You're right. My PC gave him that K, not me personally. That's one of those times where that glitchiness just hurts. That's 2. One more. One more. One more out for a perfect game. And yes, on the verge of history, but not my first time getting a no-hitter. Don't get it, get him. Yes! Perfect game. And that's how you do it. One of many perfect games for me personally in this game. Yes. um, it's funny though. IRL, it's to get a perfect game to pitch all 9 is an extreme rarity because most of the time they won't let their pitchers go all 9, especially their starters. Because multiple reasons. It's not only because they get tired, it's because of the way the game is set up nowadays, IRL. Pitchers are throwing for a higher speed, so they have to use more energy to do so, which leads to a more higher chance of injury. So, yes, that is legitimately true. Well, that and I think also the pitch clock doesn't help matters either because they're being forced to more frequently. Yes, it shortens the length of the game versus history before the pitch clock games used to go longer because pitchers would take a little bit longer. But if you look at also Japanese, Chinese pitchers, what do you think they're trying to do with the pitch clock? As far as not only the fact of making the length of the game come down. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're making the length of the game shorter. Versus longer. And they also have instituted it in the instituted changes in the how a home run derby is done too to bring the length of time on that down as well. One of which being the fact that instead of waiting until the ball lands to see where it lands before the next one is pitched, as soon as you hit it and it starts to travel, they start to set up for the next pitch. Yeah, it was. No argument. Uh, definitely true. Not going to argue that at all. They need. I understand the changes and the idea behind it. Yeah, I'm not because I agree. So no need there. All right, so let's see what current standings are as far as teams. Remind me, guys, who your teams again. and I'll tell you where they stand as of this morning, as of current. Mind you, for me it's Eastern Standard Time, so as of current Eastern Standard Time. We'll start in the AL East. We got the Yankees on top with 78-55. Ah, I think it was Hammer is a Blue Jays fan. Toronto Blue Jays are at 65-69 at the bottom of the AL East, so not doing too good, but still good enough. AL Central, Cleveland on top, 75-58. All right, now, personal question here. Chicago White Sox, AL Central are at the bottom, of course, with 31 wins and 101 losses. 101 losses, guys. Come on. Are they purposely trying to get those 101 losses so they get better picks come draft next year? Or is it they just don't got a good team this year? I don't know. The only time I've ever seen a record like that to this point in the season was, of course, the Athletics when they were purposely losing so they can go for a better location. That's true. It's not. That's true. You carry a fair point. A good pick in the draft is not an absolute. You're right. Um, do you think maybe they're doing the losses so that they can push for maybe a move to a different city? Like the Athletics did? Because there's already two teams in Chicago? AL West, we got Houston on top with 70-62. Angels at the bottom with 54-78. So surprisingly, Oakland's not at the bottom of the AL West. That's a shocker because they've been at the bottom for a while. I think they're starting to do better because they actually finally got approved for their move. You're right. It could be because they traded off most of their good players. But then again, so did the Tampa Bay Rays. And Tampa Bay Rays are, oh, I can't say they're doing it right because in the AL East, they're currently second from the bottom with 66-66. So I can't say that for sure. NL East, Philadelphia's on top with 78-54. New York Mets third with 69-63, and at the bottom of the NL East is Miami with 48-84. NL Central, Milwaukee on top, 75-56. Pittsburgh Pirates are at 62-70. Not bad. They could be doing a little bit better. NL West is Dodgers on top, 78-54. They're killing it. Dodgers right now, they're killing it. Then, of course, at the bottom of the West, currently Colorado with 49-84. And going into wild card as far as current leaders for the American League, of course, no surprise here. That's debatable. That's debatable. I'll give you that. The National League, best in the division, it's debatable, but yes. Of course, the American League leaders right now for standings, no surprise, Yankees. True. I'll get. All right. All right. You carry a fair point. You win the argument on that one. Cleveland and Kansas City are both tied right now for the Central leaders in the American League, and Houston for the West. NL leaders, Dodgers for the West, Philadelphia for the East, and Milwaukee for the Central. So, of course, guys, not only by watching me, but you can also visit MLB.com to get those stats. But you're right. Whether it's the AL East or the NL West, those are two real good divisions right there, and are always the strongest um, two divisions. Um, they play host. Yes, 4 teams competing. Correct. You're right. In the NL right now, West, you do have 4 teams competing for the playoff spot. Correct. And to be more precise, those 4 teams are. Give me just a second. I gotta pull it back up. For the wild card, at least, for the NL, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, um, Padres, and Giants. Correct. Yep. And just below that marker by 3 games for NL uh, is the Mets. Just a couple games down from that. No, no. Rockies are like not even on. They're at the bottom of that radar for the National League with their current record of 49 and 84. So yeah, they're not even in that mix, and of course for the AL, neither is Chicago White Sox. So, and right now they have a 4 top run between um, Baltimore, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Minnesota um, for the wild card. Yeah, they have clinched that. I'll give them that. They have clinched a non-playoff spot, um, which honestly is surprising with their record. That's the catcher. Even though they've lost 101 games, they're only 41 back. Next versus 18. Correct. Correct. Um, let me see what else we got interesting coming out of MLB. From 20 to 41, here's the. But definitely going to give it to the Dodgers right now. I didn't think they would be that far up. I really didn't. Yeah, they are. With every stat, you're correct. Correct. With every stat, they are at the bottom of the league right now. Because let's see, their PCT is 0.235. Um, I'm gonna slide over. So yeah, average average of, yeah, correct. Huh? Hang on, let me click onto them. I'm going to get more details on them. But yes, with a .221 batting average, yeah. Yeah, I think that surprised everybody, to be honest. I think right now the Dodgers are shocking a lot of people, especially in the West. Oh, wait a minute. What's today? Today's the 28th, so they got a game today. They're going against Baltimore. Los Angeles Dodgers are going against Baltimore. They won against the Orioles last night. Or no, they lost against the Orioles last night by 1 run. They beat Tampa on Sunday by 2. Okay. So, but today they're going against the Orioles again. So maybe they'll do better this time. Yes, he does right now. Legitly, he is leading. You're right. He is leading the league in homers right now. With a 1.197 as far as his ops. His average, he's number 2 with a .333. Current homers in the season, he's at 51. He's only 10 behind Oshani. Oshani's at 41. Dang. Those two are battling it out. And RBIs, Judge is at 122. And he's at 155 hits and 104 runs. So, yeah, he's got impressive stats. Very impressive. I think to a lot of people's amazement, especially for how tall he is. You know how big of a strike zone that is? Whew. Sometimes that strike zone with with a lot of people who don't follow baseball or don't realize, the taller the batter is, the worse the strike zone is. Yeah. He look, I'm 5'5". He freaking towers me. Okay? He's one of those where I've got to look up and be like, hi. How you doing? I feel like Kevin Hart at that moment. Meeting Michael Jordan. Well, Kevin Hart meaning any basketball player. Let's put it that way. I mean, when it comes down to basketball players, maybe I have a better chance of being eye to eye with some of them. But see, unfortunately, I don't. I think I've reached my peak, especially with my age. I've reached my peak. I'm at that point where I've reached my peak, 5'5" even, and yeah, no. And yes, um, my in-game player is 5'5". Um, not my legit weight nor legit age. Let's put it that way. He's a younger version of me. But the one thing on the road to the show that I like is, and I've always liked, is the customability that you have of your player, and you can use your player to play to your style. Um, like for me, IRL, I have a legit habit of swinging at just about every pitch I see. Just about. So it kind of translates into the game. Um, the only reason I really like Road to the Show more than I like Diamond Dynasty is in Diamond Dynasty you're playing every one of your players on your team. Um, it's good for your multitasking, but you're advancing the career of um, an actual card of an actual legit player, which don't get me wrong is a good thing, but you kind of have to play into their style. So you're constantly adjusting. Whereas you want to feel legit MLB and legit like you're a part of the MLB, it's best to play Road to the Show because you're taking that path towards the actual career and building that career um, focused on you, not focused on just the entire team. Which, yes, in real life, not only do you want to focus on your own career, you want to focus on the career and the growth of your team or your organization, um, which a lot of players have a bad habit of forgetting. A lot of them are just after their own personal growth, but you've also got to grow the team and the people you play with, your organization. Um, it's not just about you. Um, so that's why I like one of the reasons I like Road to the Show because you're growing your own personal character. And now introducing in 24 the ability to do facial scans. So being able to put your legit face on your AI is even better because now it looks like you, at least in facial figures. Um, and your path to that growth is only as good as the way you play it. Because you have, just like IRL, organization will always set out goals for each level that you must meet in order to progress and get that growth. Um, but um, let's see, where was I going with that one? Lost track for a moment. But um, I've played it once. I've played franchise. Um, Now it's just to check it out and to get a feel of the because franchise when you what most people don't realize is that set up as like the management style as the management style of the league or the team. Um, you're managing the team in franchise mode, um, which I like. It plays into your leadership style and leading and making those decisions and realizing what it takes to be a legit leader in the MLB and manage an actual team. It takes a lot to manage a team. And a lot of people don't realize that, and that's one of the things I like about franchises. It helps you realize that. Hey, Van, appreciate the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome into the Shadow Den. You're catching me right at the end of my stream today. I have to give my PC a little bit of a cool down and calm down because it started getting glitchy on me there. While I wait for my new one to come in, which will keep up with what I can do. So I decided to take the moment to do just like a chatting and talk about IRL baseball and, of course, MLB The Show. My character plays for the New York Mets, which in IRL is my favorite team, but I just love the game more than I've just grown up around and rooting for the Mets, the New York Mets. Um, whole family on that side roots for the Mets. So we, I remember being little, and I'm really about to show my age by doing this. Um, Going to Mets home games at Shea Stadium as a little kid to watch home games. So yes, I've been to Shea. I have not had the pleasure or benefit to current to be able to go to City Field. Um, One ability that I would love to be able to do is actually go to City Field and watch a game and check it out. Give me a minute. Dang deaf cat. Just doesn't know when to stop meowing and when they're too loud. But to that, um, that's how I've grown up rooting for the Mets. Even when I've an adult moved to a different state, I still root for the Mets. Um, but I just love the game of baseball. It's not so much the team as it is the game itself. Um, for me, um, I'm kind of saddened in the way that some of it in IRL is gone with the way some of the players are nowadays. It's all about the flashiness more than it is the glamour of playing the game to be playing the game, which is the way it originally started. And a lot of the old time players um, were is they played the game to play the game and for the passion of the game and the understanding of the game. Um, for those that don't realize, MLB is one of the easiest games to follow and understand. Even with all the different rules and all the different regulations, it is easier to follow and understand versus, let's say, football. Um, well, no, I can. I want to say hockey's an easy one to follow too, as you are just following a puck on ice. um, See, all right, NFL. For me, I have a problem following NFL. See, I'm not an like. I don't know. I can never associate with NFL. I can follow NHL. Um, don't follow that as much as I follow baseball, of course. I do occasionally watch football. I'm known to watch it pretty much like the Thanksgiving games, the Rose Bowl, the big games. I'll watch it just because it's a bigger game. It's a more out there game. I don't really watch the regulatory season of football. Um, Same thing with hockey. I don't follow hockey as big as I do MLB. I'll watch every MLB game, even if my team's not playing. Oh, so you're a part of a fantasy league, okay? Oh, Rams. Eh. See, the fact that I don't follow football like that, I'm kind of like that for every team, even though I'm kind of partial to both New York teams. Oh, you're in a fantasy league with just your family. Okay, hey, ain't nothing wrong with fantasy leagues, and especially family, because uh, the fantasy league is kind of like a bonding scenario. Um, so it's something for y'all, for everybody to share in common and have fun with. So there ain't, ain't nothing wrong with fantasy leagues. See, if I were to do a fantasy league, I would do it for me because I follow it more. I'd do it in baseball more than I would football because of the fact I just don't follow football like that. So I don't have a greater understanding of players in the fantasy league for football versus baseball. Um, so I would probably wind up doing better in a fantasy league on MLB. Oh, they do. All right. Definitely got to look into that. I'll probably definitely start doing that. I just got to find a group of people. 'Cause that's going to be the other part. Because just like with any sport, it's more fun when you have more people. Um, so yeah, definitely gonna look into that. Appreciate that. I didn't even know that one. And it's funny because I'm a fan of MLB and I didn't even know that there was an MLB fantasy. Hey, more people, more knowledge. You know what I mean? It's always beneficial to have people who know. Because I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'll admit that. Um, but another change that I saw MLB working on making, and they're working on it more right now in the minors than they are the majors, but it's going to make its way into the majors, is the umpiring. Because they're trying to eliminate the human factor out of the umpiring, as far as like home plate umpiring more than anything. Um, calling balls and strikes, which is a big contention in every game, is the home plate umpires everybody knows calling balls and strikes, which you can't argue over, by the way. A lot of great ejections come out of watching them argue it, though. Whether it be players or coaches. You're right. It's one step in the correct direction. Correct. Because then it eliminates that. Yeah, let's not. That is definitely one step in the right direction with Angel Hernandez finally retiring. One of the worst umpires in MLB history of all time. Legit. Yeah. Finally getting rid of him, it's a good thing. And he's the reason that they've put a lot of work into creating the AI and working on the AI to call balls and strikes is because Angel Hernandez. You guys don't believe me? They have come out and said it once before, and I'll find the video and share it with you guys on a stream, where the MLB has admitted to that fact that he was one of the reasons they came out with AI to call balls and strikes because Angel Hernandez. Now, mind you, he wasn't only a bad umpire behind home plate; he's a bad umpire no matter where he was at, whether it be the first base, third base, or center field. Even worse, if he were the crew chief. That was no. That was just a mistake. Hernandez has never, in my opinion, ever been or will ever have the ability and criteria to be crew chief, and should have never given been given a chance to be crew chief. For that factor, should have never gotten a chance to be an umpire in the first place. But you know, just like with any job that has a union, you got protection. Unfortunately, the union ain't going to be able to help them when it comes down to being switched over to being controlled by AI as far as balls and strikes. They'll still be out in the field, they'll still be behind home plate, but the call they'll give behind home plate will come from an AI. Um, that, from my understanding, and I'm going to look more into it in more details so I can be more accurate on it because I like being accurate. The AI feeds the call into their ear via a system as far as whether it was a ball or strike after the AI calculates which one it was, um, whether it was a ball or strike, so they can be accurate. And if you watch some of the actual games lately on TV, um, they've started demonstrating the AI and its abilities um, to help show the accuracy of the umpire. Because there are some stadiums that have already got the AI equipped and already got it working. So that's why you don't see it in every game and every broadcast, and not at every stadium either. Um, there's only a handful of them right now have got the system in place, um, and you'll hear the commentary staff. They'll definitely, when it says that it was a ball but it's actually called a strike, legit arguments that it shows. Yes, That's where I first heard about it, but then I started watching games recently this year, and it's been more this year in the 2024 season than anything that I've started seeing it being used on TV and broadcasts, but it's very rare. Um, and I think it has to be it's more on the fields that current organizations or current teams within even their minors are preferring to use more than anything, that you'll see it in their stadiums, and they'll be the ones that'll push for it more. Um, so that's why you see it's rare in actual majors right now. But they're making a big push for it, and it's those few teams that if you watch the broadcasts, you'll see the stats um, as to what the actual call was versus what the umpire actually called. Um, so yes, right now it has been in the minors. I think for the last 2 years, been in developmental status, um, and they've been using it a lot in the minors. Correct, more than the actual MLB. MLB doesn't actually use it right now. It's the very few teams that have it in their actual stadiums because they're making the push for it that you'll see on the broadcast, not actually used. Because if it did, then the call that the ump makes versus the AI would be exact. So they're just using right now. They use it in a broadcast to show the abilities because very few minor league games are actually broadcasted. So um, they're starting to use a couple major league games to make that push and show it to the audience. Um, right now, my World Series pick and fave is gonna be Dodgers. Believe it or not, I see them making it this year. I see them making it to the World Series and giving another team a run for their money. I see it being Dodgers and maybe let's see, Dodgers. Ooh, AL. Ooh. Let me see. And this may be a bit out there, but not that too far off. Maybe Houston this year. Going for the AL, not New York. I mean, New York is pretty much a given. That's why I said Houston. I'm going out there. Um, and maybe this year they can do it without cheating. Um, it's a good comeback story from losing or winning slash losing in public opinion for cheating World Series. Maybe this year they can actually do it without cheating. Um, I mean, they've been doing pretty good this season without cheating, so correct. But it wouldn't surprise anybody if the Yanks wind up winning the ALS. But I say it's going to be Houston that's going to win the ALS and then get into the World Series. Because Houston's got to come back and they've got a chip on their shoulder. They need to prove that, that even though it was proven that they cheated to win, to get to the World Series and then ultimately win, wasn't just a one-time fluke. So they've got a chip on their shoulder to prove it. And they want to prove it bad. um, and minding the fact that they're only 8 games back from New York um, in the amount of wins, they could actually do it and surprise everybody. Just like the Dodgers are doing for the National League. Because um, Dodgers are a team that haven't won in a while. Definitely due for it. Well, I can say in the same note, so ain't the Mets. But the Mets have more frequently made it, at least to the NLS and the ALS. Um, so I can't say that about the New York Mets because at least they've made it to the division championship um, enough times versus Dodgers who, um, let's see, when's the last time the Dodgers have won a division championship? But you, hush. Hush. Ding, deaf cat. Let's see. Last time the Dodgers made a playoff. Oh, dang it. Back. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Been that long since they've made it to a division. Holy crap. All right. So yeah, they're definitely due. Yeah, Dodgers are definitely due. As far as the playoffs, let's see. In their franchise history, they're made it 28 times to the playoff, won 6 championships. In Los Angeles since 1958 to current. Before that, they've made it 37 playoffs and 7 championships. So they're definitely due. And those championship years were 1959, 1963, 1965, 1981, 1988, and then, so they only just made it to championships in 2020. So, yeah, they're definitely a force to be reckoned with because 2020 was the last time they won. So 4 years ago, they made it to a championship. They lost in 2023 NL Division Series. They lost the NL Division Series in 22. Lost in 21 with winning. They won 2 rounds, but and then in 2020 they won the World Series, of course. So they're definitely due. And they came in being the underdog this year, so. Besides, let's be honest, how many people actually want to see the Yanks make it? That's starting to get a little boring right there. I think everybody's tired of seeing it. Well, except for the Yanks fans. Let's get that right. They love watching their team go. But I think it's time for us to start seeing a little shake-up in the way things are done and go with these and see these underdog teams come up. Which I think will shake up the MLB for real. If that started really happening a lot more often. I think the Yanks would be like, wouldn't know to do themselves if they started frequently not making it to the division championship or up even to the World Series championship. I think they would lose their minds. So, Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yankees are a good team. They're one of the oldest teams in the league, um, and have a lot of storied history. That we'll save that for like another full time. While I'll sit here and I'll just go through the history of maybe the teams. Um, but just to give a quick brief, like the Dodgers, and nobody who I'm sure nobody really knows that the Dodgers actually started out in Boston. Uh, that's where they got the name Dodgers. It was they're actually named for the fact that citizens of the city of Baltimore were dodging streetcars, so they called them L.A. Dod or Boston Dod New York Dodgers. I'm sorry, Boston. Yeah, Boston. Anyway, um, then they moved to L.A. as an expansion. Um, yeah, there's a lot of history there that could be more modernly done nowadays that I plan to do some specials on as far as MLB itself, team history, team growth, team movement. Um, some of those series I'll put as recorded specials up on my YouTube page. Some of them I'll do live here on stream. I'll even like I do as I play now or as I'm sitting here doing. Um, sit here and do ones where I'll just share random spurts of history and MLB information. Um, I'm not going to say I'm an expert. Some of the stuff, yes, I'll admit I have to look up and find out. Um, but I love sharing that information. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate the follows of everybody who followed today and bearing with me through the glitching of my PC, which I promise will be better in the coming weeks once I get my new PC in. Um, and I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Remember, all the information that we've gone over as far as the current standings, this, and of course, one that I didn't go over is the schedules for upcoming games. Can all be found at MLB.com. Again, guys, I appreciate it. And if you haven't already and you enjoyed the stream, you enjoyed the content, drop that like, drop that follow. If you're watching this later on YouTube from the highlights, um, be sure to drop that subscribe. And until the next time, guys, remember to always be you, always follow your team and or the sport in general, and just be you. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.